Good morning and welcome. My name's Jane. Welcome to my online studio. Today I want to show you some exercises you can do with bands. So as you can see, I've got an array of bands here. Your bands vary, different lengths. They also vary in different widths and different thicknesses. So the thicker it is, the tougher it's going to be. The thinner it is, more stretchy, the easier the band's going to be. You can also get bands that are this shape as well, and lots of other sort of ones as well, but these are the ones we're going to be using today. So we're going to start off with a band like this. Now if you haven't got a band that's sort of circular like this, you can use one of these bands. You just simply tie it around your legs, tie it in a knot, or you may have one of these at home. Now this one actually is from a physical company, but these are also used similar to your bag clips. So you could tie that around the ends of your band, and then you've got a nice circular band already created for you. So let's start off with the band. Now again, as I said, there's different thicknesses. So if you've got a lightweight one, that's going to be useful for your upper body. So we can do things like this. You're going to hold it, keep your elbows tucked in, and we can do a bicep curl. So you're keeping it down with one arm as you bend the other arm up. You could do alternate arms. Or you could just stay with doing one arm. Okay, let's do some now. So you're going to create a little bit of tension on the band. So I've just got it through, my hands through the band there. So I'm keeping tension in my arms as I lift those arms up and down. So imagine you're trying to push those arms out, just keeping a little bit of tension. Good. Now let's add in some balance work. Lift your leg. Good. And then change. Lovely. All right, so what else can we do with the band? Most obvious one is put it around our ankles. Okay, let's start with some squats. Nice and simple. So add in, lift your leg, squat, lift your leg. Now again, depending on the tightness of your band will depend on how much you can lift your leg. Okay, we can stand and balance, lift your leg. Again, you can either keep your balance or you can put your foot down and then lift. Now what you'll find when you're doing this is actually the standing leg will be feeling the work just as much as the leg that's moving out. So let's do what we call giant steps. Big step to the side, big step to the side. Now notice I'm not actually bringing my feet together. I'm still keeping a little bit of tension on the band all the time. Great ones here for working those glutes and the sides of your legs. All right, feet parallels. If you're on train tracks, take your foot back. Bring it forward. Try and keep those hips facing forwards, so don't let your hips twist out. So think drive the heel back. Change legs. Now we can make this exercise a little harder by just lifting the leg. So now you're challenging your balance, squeezing your glutes. And we feel that a little more. Again, try not to twist the hip. You don't need to do a big lean. So we've gone out at the sides, behind us, we can also lift the knee up in front. So that's great then for working more of the hip flexor and thigh. So if you find your band rising up your leg, bring the foot forward more. Okay, your band doesn't have to stay around your ankles though. You can pull it up over your knees. Now this is a good one here to learn some squats. So when you're squatting, you're thinking about pushing that band out. So we're not letting the knees come in. And again, you can do all those exercises we've already done. You can do the side steps. But I find it more effective with it round my ankles. But have a go, see which you prefer. Again, you've got the lifting it out at the side, taking it back behind, and the knee lift up in front. But as I say, I think it's more effective around the ankle. However, keeping it round your thighs, let's make our way down to the floor. So, lying on one side, knees bent, you're going to lift the top leg. So you're lifting that knee and ankle. Now take it slowly if your band's quite a loose band to make it harder, slower. And then try it with your feet together, opening and closing top knee. So squeeze those glutes, but don't let your hip roll back. So keep those hips stacked. Lovely. All right, lengthen your legs. Now you might want a hand on the floor, lifting that top leg. So again, with this one, you can have the band around your thigh or around your ankles. All right, rolling onto your back. So I'm just quickly showing you lots of different exercises you could do. You could lift those hips up and down. So we're doing our bridge, keeping that gap between your knees. You can hold your bridge, push your knees out and in, stretching that band. So again, working your glutes. Okay, let's try it now around our ankles. So again, long legs, lifting there. So have a play around, see which you find works for you best, ankles or thighs on this one. All right, let's roll over onto your tummy though. So again, you're going to lift one leg up off the floor slightly, move it out to the side, back to the center and down, and then repeat. Same leg, up, out, in, down. Easier version, just slide your leg out to the side without lifting. So if you do about 10 on one leg, and then you can change and do 10 on the other leg, either sliding or lifting, moving out to the side. Okay. Now, a little bit more upper body work that you could do with this band. So again, thread your hands through it, opening your arm out at the side. So we're working our shoulder rotator cuff muscle. You can have your hands that way up or that way up. As you can see, that's quite hard. Okay, you could push both out at the same time as well. Now these bands are also really great for ankle rehab. You can put them around your foot. And then you can do some, again, just twisting your foot out to the side. So a nice bit of ankle rehab there. You can point and flex them. So lots of variations that you can do. Now this band's probably a little bit too tight, but what you could do is pulling it down like this, whoops, without hitting your mic. So this one here is working our lats, our back. So we're pulling the elbows down, stretching that band. All right, let's change bands. So I've got a nice long band here. Let's come back to some upper body work. We can work our triceps, holding that band. So you're holding it in the middle of your back and then just extending your arm up. Like so. Now, obviously you can make that harder by shortening that band, creating more resistance. Try and keep your arm in close, not out at the side. So working those upper arms, your triceps. We can do a chest press. So if you've got the band behind you, make it quite tight and short and then push it out in front of you. Now if you've got a nice strong sturdy pillar or tree, you can put the band around the tree so your back's to it, and then pushing your arms out in front of you. Good. We can take it out wide. Just making sure it doesn't ping off your shoulders though. Okay. Let's do some now. Band on the floor. So we can lean to the side as if you're pulling up a heavy weight, working our obliques. We can use it to do some shoulder work, lifting your arm forwards or out at the side. Again, you can make that easier or harder. We can use it to work our back muscles. So bent knees, leaning forward, row. So you're pulling those elbows back, your shoulder blades back as you squeeze. Again, if that feels too easy, shorten the band, make it tougher. You could combine that. So we could do a squat, a row, and stand. So this part of the exercise here, where we're coming from that squat position to stand, is like a bent knee deadlift. Again, you can shorten that band so you're pulling that weight up. Squeeze your glutes and lift. You could make that a straight leg deadlift. So there's so many exercises, so much variety you can do with your band, depending what you want to work. Okay, now, you could do those exercises we did earlier, the giant steps. So you can still use it to step back. Can't use it to lift your knee, but you could use it to lift your leg back. Okay, we can also use this band down on our hands and knees. So again, we could work our shoulders, arms stretching forward. You could add in balance. We can take that arm out at the side. We could do a rowing action again. But you are going to need to make that quite tight. Not as effective. However, lying on your back, we can use it for our chest press. So again, make it short. And then let's push it up. So if you haven't got dumbbells, you can use a band here for weight training. Resistance work. Flies, arms going wide. Now you can also use your band around your foot here. Not a lot of resistance, but more control. Take it slow. So a lot of Pilates exercises you can do with the band as well. So I hope that gives you some scope today on the different variety of exercises you can do with a band. Have fun working out.